tell, then you see the road. I'm out to my soul into the size whenever the smoke clear out of my face and my picture perfect. Do it. All of that green together, the truth, yeah. Tell you the
Hello, welcome back guys to Cypherfics. We are happy to have you back with us again. Today kicking off with part 1 of What If Danny Phantom Meets the Proud Family. This fun crossover is written by Pokemon Fan 1991 on FANFICTIONnet. So make sure to check out the wonderful author too. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more. Hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update. Now let's dive straight into the story.
Penny Proud was waiting for a response from the dating website for her perfect match. She was hoping it was Danny Phantom. He tricked her overprotective dad into thinking she rejected him when he tried to ask her out on a date, but that wasn't true because they are on a date. After all, a dating website that she was pressured into going on because of her friends. Flashback. Penny couldn't believe this. Not only was she stuck vacationing with Leishinaga during the summer due to her parents having a summer home in Amity Park and had some business there, so they invited her folks too. Penny didn't want to go, but they made her. Sure, she at least had Daijone and Zoe, but that is only a small silver lining compared to dealing with the snotty girl who also happens to have the same friends like her. And to make matters more complicated, the snobby Latina seemed excited about something. A dating service? Penny questioned when La Cienega waltzed inside, holding a flyer in her hand. Yep, it's called You Plus Me Equals Love, and it's the hottest new teen service, La Cienega said. Penny wasn't sure about this, but before she could decline, her friend spoke up. I'm in, Zoe said. Me too, maybe I can use this to make Sticky jealous, Daijone said. Come on, Penny, and I'll be fun, Daijone said. But you guys know about my daddy and no boys, Penny said. Tell him what I told my parents. We four are just going to hang and see the sights, La Cienega said. Penny realized that she was indeed outvoted. The girls headed to the stand, which had goofy hearts and a cheese slogan. The girls thought it was a little bit much for a dating service. You plus me equals love. We will find your match or your money back guaranteed. No one was at the stand at the time, but a few seconds later, a husky black guy wearing glasses and a red shirt and gray jeans came from the back and sat in his chair. He looked at the girls. Welcome to the leading teen website, You Plus Me, Love. We will find your perfect match or your back guaranteed. He said excitedly. How may I help you, ladies? He asked. Wow. You're peppy, aren't you? Zoe asked. Yes, I am, and I'm happy to help you sign up to find your perfect match. He said with a smile. Okay, Mr. What is your name, sir? Penny asked him. Call me, PFN Miss. And if you ask, it a screen name that all of us that works here used, he explained. So fill out these entry forms and come back so I can put it in our systems. He said. Penny was the first to fill out her form. Name, Penny Proud. Age 14. Gender female. Height 5'3". Weight 110 pounds. Star sign Capricorn. Hometown Wisvilla, USA. Physical description short, slender African-American teenage girl with brown eyes and long black hair. Personality, I consider myself an independent go-getter, honest and intelligent, and I want a fine guy who can treat me with respect and honesty. Likes and interests, reading, poetry, shopping, writing, music, and sports, especially football. Type of person I wish to date, as I said, I am a simple girl, just looking for a nice, fine guy who can make me laugh, treat me with respect, and it wouldn't hurt if he knew how to have fun. As Penny and the others finished their forms, the girls went to the stand to give their forms to PFN. PFN saw that they were finished and took the forms. Good. Now tell me your screen names because we care for all the safety of our customers, and the emails will be sent tonight or tomorrow. He explained as the girls gave their screen name to him beside Penny. What the matter, Proud? Too scared to give your screen name. La Cienega taunted her. Penny was now annoyed by La Cienega's taunt and told the man her screen name. It's Penny P. PFN then put that in his files. Nice name, Proud, a bland screen name for a girl like you. She taunted again. You're going to get loser date name that bland. Penny glared at the Latino girl. Those words are going to bite her if she not careful. PFN, though, as the girls walked away from the stand. Later the next morning, Penny went to her laptop and saw who her date was. Username D. Fenton. Age 14. Gender male. Height 5 feet 4 inches. Weight 120 pounds. Star sign Aries. Hometown Amity Park. Physical description average 14-year-old Caucasian boy with black hair and blue eyes, and a slim build. Personality, simple, easygoing teenage boy just interested in getting to know someone who shares my interests. Likes and interest bowling, listening to rock music, particularly Dumpty Humpy, astrology. And NASA. Video games, telling jokes, animals, especially dogs, nice peaceful days. As Penny was finishing off reading her date profile, she was hoping this first date went well. Penny tried to sneak out of the summer house, but her father caught her trying to sneak out. "Where are you going, young lady?" her father asked. His daughter. "I was going to the movie with my girls." "Is that okay with you, Daddy?" she said, lying to her dad. "I'm not letting you go to the movies at 2 p.m. I allowed you to go to the mall in the mornings. Not in the afternoon, young lady," Oscar stated. "But Daddy." "No, buts. Let the girl go, Oscar, the girl wants to go to a movie with her friends." Suga Mama told her stubborn son to let her granddaughter have fun. "But Mama," Oscar whined. "Hush up, boy. You see your movie, Penny, and have fun," Suga Mama told her. "Thanks, Suga Mama." She hugged her grandmother and, with a big smile on Penny's face, and raced out of the summer home to meet her first date. Mama told Penny no, I don't want her to go out. He said to his mother. "What is wrong with you, boy? Penny can take care of herself, and you're too overprotective of her," Suga Mama said. "I'm overprotective because I don't want any Amity Park boy flirting with my daughter. And I'm not going to let Penny date until she is married," he stated. "What is the matter with your pea-sized brain, Oscar? She has to date before getting married. One day you have to accept that if Penny does get a boyfriend, then you have to be accepting that she has one," Suga Mama said to her dim-witted son. "Over my dead body that Penny is going to get a boyfriend," Oscar said firmly. "Then be stubborn then." Suga Mama crosses her arms. As Penny made it to the movie theater, she looks for her date until she sees her date tonight. He was an average 14-year-old Caucasian boy with black hair and blue eyes and a slim build. He was kind of cute. "Hello there, you must be Penny Pete," Danny said as he greeted her. "Just Penny Proud," she introduced herself. "It's nice to meet you, Penny. I'm Dannyphantom. These are for you," Danny said as he handed her the flowers. "Wow, these are pretty, thank you," Penny said, showing off a cute smile. Her date then offered the door for her. "After you," Danny offered. "Thank you," Penny said as she walked through, and Danny soon followed. Thus, their blind date has begun. Inside, Danny and Penny soon bought their tickets, snacks, and were now seated at a theater, about to see an action-adventure flick. Even better, this movie has 3D glasses to boot. "Oh, this is going to rock. I have wanted to see It Came from Planet Red since I saw the trailer," Danny said as he took his seat. "Me too," Penny said as she was now seated and the theater's lights were still on. They knew that it would be a while before their movie officially starts, so what better time to start trying to get to know each other. "So Penny, tell me all about yourself?" Danny started. Penny smiled before answering. "Well, I was born and grew up in Wisville, and I just turned 14. I live with my parents, my baby brother and sister BB and CC, and my Suga Mama, sort of," Penny muttered the last part. "Suga Mama?" Danny questioned. "That's what we call my grandmother," Penny answered, and Danny now understood. "I go to Willie T. Ribbs Middle School, and I'm in the 9th grade. I like singing, shopping, hanging out with my friends, going to poetry slams, and reading," Penny said before turning to the boy. "What about you?" she asked. "Well, I live in Amity Park. I go to Casper High. I live with my parents and my older sister Jazz. I love playing video games, listening to music, bowling, and astronomy," Danny said. "So, if you from Wisville, what brings you way out here?" Danny asked, and Penny then pouted, like she didn't like something. "My parents are friends with this other family, the Boulevardes. They own a summer home near here, and they invited us to spend the summer here. Not that I had any say in the matter," Penny muttered. Sorry," Danny said in confusion. "It's nothing against you or this town, but it's just that there is this girl, La Cienega. She's the daughter of the family, and she is a major pain half of the time," Penny muttered, and Danny seemed to get it. "Oh, rough," Danny said, now understanding the situation. Penny sighed. It's not so bad. At least my other friends Zoe and Dijone tagged along for the trip too. Heck, it was their idea to try this blind dating thing, and well, they talked me into it," Penny chuckled. "Looks like we started more or less the same. My friend Tucker talked me into trying this," Danny said. "I see," Penny said. Before either say or do anything, the lights came down, and they knew this meant that the movie would be starting soon. Penny, however, accidentally spilled her drink, much to her chagrin. "Oh, man," Penny said. "I am going to go get something extra from the snack bar, and I'll bring you another soda, Diet Cola, right?" Danny asked. "Right, thank you," Penny said as the boy walked away. Penny was still in her seat, waiting for Danny to come back with the soda and snacks. She was deep in thought, still unable to believe that she let her friends talk her into this. Before, Penny used to think that blind dating was impersonal. Still, La Cienega was all hyped over it, talked Dijone and Zoe into trying it, and it left Penny outvoted, so she caved in and decided to at least do the first trial date, just for a laugh. Though as far as her parents knew, she saw the sights of Amity Park. She knew that her dad would totally flip if he found out that she was on a date, even a blind date. Him and his stupid "no boys" rule. Speaking of boys, Penny thought as she tried to think of her impression of Danny. So far, he seems like a nice guy, and he at least is making an effort to mind his manners and try getting to know her, so that's a plus for him, but it's still too early for her to give a good opinion on him. He is cute, though, Penny thought. Speaking of Danny, she saw him walk back to their seats with both candy and her Diet Cola. "Here you go," Danny said as he politely handed her the drink. "Thanks, Danny, I hope it wasn't too much trouble," Penny said, wanting to show good manners. Danny just smiled at her. "It was no trouble at all," Danny said, simply to her. Soon the trailers were finishing, and the movie is finally starting. "Oh, boy," Danny said, feeling excited as both he and Penny put the 3D glasses on for their viewing pleasure. 1 hour later. Danny and Penny were still in the middle of watching the movie, getting more and more intense. "Oh, this is so cool," Penny said before she gasped due to another exploding scene, while Danny grinned widely, feeling thrilled here. "Dang," Penny said, finding that this action scene was even better than she anticipated. "Want some more popcorn?" Danny offered to her to be nice here. "Oh, thanks," Penny said before taking a handful and eating it. Once she was done, she offered Danny some of her chocolate-covered raisins she bought for her as a snack. "Want some?" Penny offered. "Love some," Danny said as he took a few and started munching a bit. Penny sent a glance at him and smiled. Despite her mixed feelings about this at first, so far, Danny seems like a nice guy, and no matter what, this is one kick-butt movie. Either way, this is all going better than she had originally thought that it would. "Oh man, don't go in there," Penny squealed as she saw the protagonist enter an abandoned room. "Oh man, this is totally a setup," Danny snarked, and he was right since the bad guy appeared to ambush him, causing an intense fight scene. "What a dummy, I told y'all not to go in there," Penny giggled while Danny chuckled at her antics. Penny sent a glance at him and smiled. So far, things are going well. After the movie ended, Danny and Penny walked out of the theater and were now in the lobby, still talking about what they had just seen. "Man, that movie was the bomb," Penny said, and Danny nodded. "Yeah, my favorite part was when Joe and Kelly managed to defeat the alien by planting that bomb inside the mothership. So cool," Danny said. "My favorite part was when Kelly finally admitted her feelings to Joe before the final battle and them getting together in the end," Penny commented. "So, what do you want to do now?" Penny asked, seeing that it was only 4:30 and she still had a long time before she was expected home. Danny considered it and then remembered that there was a frozen yogurt shop right next to the theater. He then turned to the dark-haired girl. "Wanna get some froyo?" Danny asked. Penny nodded, and the two were off. A few moments later. Penny and Danny were now in the yogurt shop, having already bought their purchases. Now they were eating their froyo and talking. "So, you're on the football team at your school?" Danny questioned. "This year's MVP," Penny said proudly. "I never would have guessed," Danny said, and Penny sent him a frown. "What, you think a girl can't play the game?" Penny accused. "No, of course not. I think girls can kick serious, but when they want to, it's just that at my school, most of the football players are either morons, jerks, or both, and you seem like a reasonable person with a brain in their head," Danny said, and Penny dropped her frown. "Oh," Penny said, unsure how to answer that. "Look, I didn't mean to diss the game, I guess I was a little biased," Danny apologized. However, before Penny could say anything else, another person came up to them, and Penny glared at the sight of them. Danny blinked. It was a girl around their age, who looked Hispanic, with short, brown hair, and she had a snobby, condescending look in her eyes. "Hey Proud, I see you're actually on your blind date and I thought he would have backed out by now," the girl said. Who are you?" Danny asked, feeling insulted for Penny. "What do you want, La Cienega?" Penny demanded, peeved that she is trying to spoil her blind date. "If you must know, I had to get away from my blind date, and I am dropping out. They paired me up with this guy who I thought was a total hottie, only to discover he is just some super geek that was obsessed with tech and meat. Totally scam this thing was." La Cienega spat. Penny rolled her eyes. "So your date didn't end well," she commented. "How could it when you get paired up with a huge loser almost as huge as the one you're with?" La Cienega said, and Danny looked insulted. "Excuse me," Danny demanded, and even Penny looked mad. "Listen, La Cienega, Danny is my blind date, and he is not a loser," Penny said, quick to defend him, which the boy noticed. "Whatever, I'm out of here later." "Proud," La Cienega said indifferently. Penny sent her a frown. Danny felt insulted by this rude girl, and then he remembers something about the girl's name in Spanish class. Before Penny could call her out, Danny spoke up. "So, your name is really supposed to be La Cienega?" Danny questioned the girl, who stopped and sent him an annoyed look. "Yes, what's it to you?" the snobby girl demanded, clearly bored, while Danny sent her a nasty smirk. "It's just funny, I was taking Spanish last semester, and I remember that word distinctly. If my memory is right, La Cienega is supposed to be Spanish for the swamp," Danny said, forcing the girl to stop and Penny silent before registering what she just heard and started snickering. "For real?" Penny exclaimed, trying hard not to laugh at that. "No, it's not," La Cienega shouted indignantly. "Look it up in any Spanish-English dictionary, you'll see that I am right, swampy," Danny said. "What did you just call me?" La Cienega shouted, and Danny kept smirking. "Swampy, and it suits you with the foul attitude and all," Danny said, and Penny laughed at that. La Cienega became red in the face, both from anger and humiliation and just HMPT in anger. "Why I never," she shouted. "Oh, believe me you have," Penny couldn't resist adding. La Cienega yelled and turned around, obviously about to leave. "See you later, swampy," Danny shouted, making the rude girl scream indignantly before she angrily marched out of the froyo shop. Penny started laughing uncontrollably at that. "Oh man, that was rich," Penny laughed, thrilled that La Cienega finally got down a peg. Thank you, I'll be here all week," Danny said in a joking way, glad that Penny is feeling better now. "I didn't know you spoke Spanish," Penny said with interest. "I don't, but sometimes, even when I am sleeping in class, I can pick up a thing or two," Danny shrugged, and Penny laughed again, feeling much better. "I am pretty fluent in Esperanto, though," Danny said. "For real?" Penny asked, looking interested. "A friend taught me," he said. He and Penny continued to chat, and Penny couldn't help but feel more relaxed now. "He's not so bad," Penny thought, feeling much better now. The two teens then decided to finish their frozen yogurt before it melts, and they continued talking about their lives, likes, dislikes, and the works. Later, Danny and Penny excited the froyo shop, both in high spirits. After La Cienega left, they went back to exchanging stories. Penny mentioned the story about how her sexist gym coach wouldn't let her be on the team just because she is a girl, so she took him to court to fight for her right to play the game. "Man, I can't believe you actually did that just to be able to play on the team," Danny said in an impressed tone. "I don't kid around when Penny Proud wants to play football, she wants to play football," Penny said, and Danny smirked. "Remind me not to get on your bad side," Danny laughed, and so did Penny. The dark-haired girl smiled. It was really easy to talk to Danny, and so far, he has been a good listener, and he is pretty funny too. He is actually an okay guy. "Penny!" a loud voice shouted, and Penny flinched when she heard it. The young girl turned around, and to her dismay, she saw her overprotective father, Oscar Proud, running out of his rented car, with Suga Mama right behind him. Her dad looked mad. "Daddy!" Penny exclaimed at being caught, while Danny looked confused. "I already told you 1,000 times, Penny. No boys until after you're married." Oscar shouted, getting attention from others, and Penny looked embarrassed. "I wasn't doing anything," Penny shouted, but her father clearly didn't believe her. "So, what's this? I told you no dating," Oscar shouted as he angrily pointed at Danny, who blinked. "Quiet, you boy. You're making a scene," Tsuga Mama said as she came out of the car with a white poodle at hand. "Don't start with me, Mama," Oscar shouted to the older woman before turning to his glaring daughter. "You are in a lot of trouble, young lady," Oscar shouted, and Penny looked dismayed. "Ah, man," Penny thought. Before she could say anything else to her dad, Danny spoke up. "Excuse me, sir, Penny didn't do anything wrong, it was all me," Danny said quickly. "What are you talking about, boy?" Oscar demanded, and Penny looked confused. "What is he doing?" Penny thought, surprised. I saw your daughter coming out of the froyo shop, and I thought she was cute, so I tried asking her if she wanted to see a movie with me, but she turned me down," Danny lied, making Oscar, Suga Mama, and most of all, Penny looked at him in surprise. "What is he doing?" Penny thought in surprise, while her dad still looked at them in suspicion. "What did you just say?" Oscar demanded, not buying it, but Danny stayed firm. "I said that I saw your daughter, and I was asking her if she wanted to see a movie with me, but she said that she wasn't interested," Danny lied, and Penny looked stunned but smiled a bit. Was he really trying to help her out here? Is he really taking the blame? That's sweet of him, she thought, smiling. "Are you serious?" Oscar demanded as he looked him in the eye, but Danny kept a cool, poker look on his face as he spoke. "Why would I lie about being rejected, especially by a girl who, before today, I didn't even know existed?" Danny asked sarcastically while Oscar still looked suspicious before he considered his point. Suga Mama, seeing that Oscar is still stubborn, decided to step in. Let me see this boy, Suga Mama demanded as she pushed Oscar out of the way. Mama, I'm busy. Oscar shouted. Hush up, boy, if Suga Mama is something, she's a good judge of character, the older woman said as she was now in front of Danny, looking into his eyes. Danny was silent as Suga Mama looked him in the eye. Thankfully after a moment, the old lady broke away and had a smile on her face. He's a good kid, don't have to worry about that, Suga Mama said, surprising the two teenagers. Oscar still didn't seem to trust Danny, but since he had no proof, and since he did wonder why a boy would let himself be humiliated on purpose, he sighed. Fine, but I still got my eye on you, Oscar said as he made the gesture before turning to his daughter, who decided to play along. Now that you're done embarrassing me, Daddy, I think I will be leaving, Penny said as she started to walk away in annoyance. Hold it, baby girl, you're still needed to head back to the Boulevardes summer house, it's late, Oscar said. It's not even 7. Daddy, Penny complained, but her father would not hear of it as he pointed to the car. Penny grumbled, unable to believe this, only to see that Danny walked away, pretending to be in line for a movie. Their eyes met, and he sent her a wink. Penny blinked and had a secret smile on her face as she found herself in the car, being driven back to the summer house by her crazy father, while Penny was in the back seat with her grandmother. At the Boulevardes summer home. In the fancy summer home that belonged to Las Llanegas family, Penny was in one of the guest rooms she shared with Dijonne, who also came on the trip. She has been in here since she had a tat argument with her father over embarrassing her in front of Danny, even if the boy managed to trick her dad into thinking that Penny rejected him. She just needed to be away from him. Daddy, he can be so embarrassing, Penny muttered. Before she could sulk for long, the dark-haired girl suddenly heard some knocking coming from a window. She turned around and then saw Danny hanging from a nearby tree branch close to her window. Penny blinked in surprise and then went to open the window. What are you doing here? Penny asked in confusion. I wanted to see that you were okay, Danny said while Penny looked confused. How did you manage to find this place? Penny asked, not in accusation but out of curiosity. I hitched a ride. Look, I'm sorry that I nearly got you in trouble today, Danny said. Why are you apologizing? You didn't do anything wrong, heck. You saved me from a grounding when you took the blame, Penny said while Danny still looked down. It's still my responsibility to make sure that you had a good time even if we just met today. I didn't want you to get upset, especially because of me, Danny said, looking down. Penny smiled at that. Come on in, it's dangerous standing on the branch, especially if my dad catches you, Penny said as she let him in. What's with him, anyway? Danny asked. He has a thing about me with boys, and he won't let me date until I'm married, Penny said with her arms crossed in annoyance. How the heck can you get married without dating? Danny questioned. Exactly, Penny said as she sat down in her chair. He is so embarrassing, Penny muttered in frustration. I've been there having parents that are embarrassing, Danny muttered, feeling her pain. Please, I sincerely doubt your parents could top what my daddy did today, Penny said in a sour tone. They're ghost hunters, who run around wearing jumpsuits, Danny confessed. Penny blinked a bit before she registered what he just said. Okay, we're tied, Penny admitted. There was a moment of silence between the two before they laughed, finding the situation hilarious in hindsight. Quiet down, my parents are downstairs, and if they catch you up here I don't want to think about what will happen. Penny said. That's easy, my idiot son would overreact as usual, Suga Mama said as she walked in, causing Penny to look alarmed. Suga Mama, how long have you been there? Penny asked in a panic. Long enough, I heard the whole thing, Penny, Suga Mama said, and Penny got worried. Ma'am, let me explain, this whole thing was my dumb idea. Penny had nothing to do with this, Danny said while the older woman turned to him. Calm down, boy, I'm not mad, and I'm not gonna squeal, the older woman said, surprising the two teenagers. You're not? Penny exclaimed, clearly surprised. Don't get the wrong idea, Penny, I don't like you are breaking the rules, but I also know that Oscar was going to take things too far as always, so I am letting you off with a warning this time. Try not to pull the wool on Suga Mama's eyes because you won't be able to do it, the old lady said before she specifically turned to Danny. She stared him in the eye again as if she was trying to tell the kind of person he is just by looking at them. Apparently, the old lady seemed pleased since she smiled. Besides, Suga Mama can tell you are a good boy, and it's best Penny learns the difference between a good boy and a bad boy as soon as possible. If Oscar gets his way, it's only going to cause more problems. Down the road, the older woman said. Thank you, ma'am, Danny said as he sent her a thankful look. Call me Suga Mama, the grandmother said, making it obvious that she approves. Penny smiled at this, as did Danny. Anyway, Penny, you better get your friend out of here soon. Your daddy is still sore from earlier. I can stall him for a few minutes, so get to it, Suga Mama said before she walked out. The two teenagers watched her leave, and Danny smiled. Your Suga Mama is some kind of lady, Danny said, finding himself already fond of the sassy old lady. That's Suga Mama for you, Penny said, feeling truly grateful to her grandmother. The dark-haired girl then turned to Danny, smiling at him. Thanks again, for taking the rap, Penny said as she rubbed her left arm a bit, in a sheepish sort of way. Anytime anyway, your grandma is right, I better be leaving before Murphy Laws kicks in, Danny said as he made his way to the window. Wait, Danny. Penny called, getting his attention. The dark-haired girl then quickly wrote something down on a piece of paper and then handed it to him. I'm only going to be here for a few more weeks, so even if we don't get matched, well, you're a cool guy, and I figured maybe we could still stay in touch, Penny said, feeling a little shy now. Danny heard all of this and smiled widely at that. I think I'd really like that, thank you, Penny, Danny said as he took the number and put it in his pocket. Penny smiled and quickly placed a kiss on his cheek, which briefly surprised Danny. That was for both helping me with my daddy and the thing with La Cienega. Not many people can get her like that, so thanks, Penny said as she looked down, blushing a bit. Danny had a slight blush on his face as well. Anytime, Danny said, still giving her that smile. Danny quickly climbed out the window, got back on the tree branch, and quickly scaled down. Once he was on the ground, he looked up to the window, where Penny is still looking at him, smiling. She gave him a wave, and he waved back. End of flashback. She was glad to have met Danny. He was cute, funny, and helped her out from not getting in trouble with her dad. She wanted to see him again. She wants to be more than just a friend. She then suddenly got the email she was waiting for and did a silent yay, so she didn't have her father come into the room. Danny has chosen her to be her perfect match. She wanted to scream and jump up and down, but she didn't want to make her dad come to the room. She couldn't tell Dijane about her being chosen for her perfect match because she knew she couldn't keep a secret that long. So she has to keep her perfect match secret from everyone, including La Cienega and her father. Meanwhile, at Fenton's works, Danny was really happy that Penny was his perfect match. Penny was happy that Danny chooses her out of the 30 girls. Penny chose Danny because he was sweet, funny, and protected her from Oscar from getting grounded when he showed up during their date. The other guys like Ben and Virgil were nice and all, but she wouldn't forget her. First date with Danny. Sugar Mama was coming out from the bathroom and saw how happy her granddaughter was. So Penny, did one of those guys on the dating site choose you as your perfect match? She asked. Penny nodded and told her it was Danny. Sugar Mama smiled because she liked Danny. From the first time she met him, Sugar Mama knew from when she saw him that he was a good boy and was right for her grandbaby. Like before, I'll keep your daddy from finding out you're dating so you can see that sweet Danny Fenton boy. Suga Mama said. Also, where he's taking you on the second date? He's taking me to Café des Fleurs, she told her. OHHH, that popular place for couples to date? I thought of bringing Poppy there for a date after I heard about that place back in Wisvilla. She said. She gave $25 to Penny to pay for her meal. Thanks, Suga Mama. She hugged her grandmother tight. Later that evening, Penny was heading out of the house, but her mother caught her. Where are you going, Penny? Her mother asked. I was going to go out to get something to eat if that's okay, Mama, she slightly lied to her mother. Trudy looked at her daughter, and then she nodded that it was okay for her to go out to get something to eat. Be careful out there and come back here by curfew. Thanks, Mom. She hugged her mother before leaving. Café des Fleurs. Penny made it to the restaurant. As Danny was waiting for her, Danny smiled when he saw her. Hey, Penny. Long time no see. Danny greeted. Yeah, it has been a long time since the last time I saw you. I'm happy that you choose me as a second date. Penny said while a small blush was on her face. They took their seats, and they began to talk about how things were going after their last date. At first, it was difficult to go on the other 29 dates because of my daddy, but I was able to finish the service without him noticing it. I have to thank Suga Mama for that. I did meet up with some nice guys like Ben or Virgil, but none of them beaten you when it came to our first date, she said. Danny was impressed. Wow, I'm glad that you were able to complete the program without any other problems, Danny said. After our date, I continued the program, and even though I met some great people, but I felt that we connected the most. Danny took a deep breath, hoping that she would say yes to the next thing he would ask her. He was nervous because of how her father was when they met on their first date, but he liked Penny, and he was willing to try, and I was thinking about this long and hard. Penny Proudwell, you be my girlfriend? Danny asked her. Penny felt like she was going to explode with joy because of what Danny just asked her. She took a deep breath and said, yes, yes, yes. 1,000 times, yes, she said while a little squeal came out. She covers her mouth to keep her excitement from embarrassing Danny. It's alright of feeling excited. I'm pretty excited too for you saying yes. Danny smiled as well. So Danny, why you choose me out of all of your dates? Penny asked him. Danny scratches the back of his head, not knowing what to say at first, but then he came with words to explain why he choose her out of 30 dates. Well, I had a really bad date before you, and I was about to give up on the program, but after we saw the movie, I felt we connected even with your dad and Swampy, Danny said. So I helped you continue on the program because you had a bad date before me? How bad was that date, Danny? She asked him. Danny froze when she asked that question. He didn't want to remember her. Just the thought of her made him feel powerless. Penny saw this fear on Danny's face and moved her hand onto his, and squeezed gently. The squeezing of her hand got Danny to unfreeze and look into Penny's brown eyes. We don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. We'll talk about this when you're ready, she said sweetly to him. Thanks. Penny. I'll talk to you when I'm ready to. Danny gave her a reassuring smile. At another seat, Sam Mansion, Danny's best friend, was sitting with her parents. They finished their trip early because of a supervillain attack that was very common in France. However, their vacation was saved by a duo of superheroes dressed as a ladybug and a black cat. Not to be confused by the black cat from New York. That was the slightly only thing that interested Sam in the trip. As Sam's parents were enjoying their meal, Sam saw Danny. She smiled at seeing her best friend at the restaurant as her. She had a quick smile before it dropped when she saw his face frozen up, and to make things worse, there was a girl that she didn't know. Sam glared at the girl. How dare she make Danny uncombable under her watch? Mom? Dad? I'm going to the bathroom, she told her parents. Okay, Samiakins. Please come back when you're done, her mother told her. Sam was able to sneak around to get to Danny and the strange girl. Penny and Danny were eating their food, then Danny noticed Sam and smiled. Being the clueless one that he was going to happen, he greeted Sam. Hey, Sam, how's it going? How was your trip with your parents? He asked, clueless about the frown on her face. Danny, who is this? She asked him. This is Penny. We met on a blind date website, and now she is my girlfriend. Danny introduces his best friend to his girlfriend. Sam went through multiple emotions at once. She felt sad that she didn't tell Danny how Sam felt about him. She felt anger. Someone got to him first. Also, Sam felt that being a couple with Danny would be harder since he was in a relationship. Then she looked at Danny's girlfriend, then she remembers who this girl was. You're Penny Proud? She exclaimed. You're that girl that took that coach of yours to court so you can be in a football game. It was cool how you stuck it to them about girls doing more than just being cheerleaders. Well, when Penny Proud wants, she'll fight for what she wants, Penny told her. Yeah, fight the norm, she said. Some of her anger was slowly dying down. I know what you mean, girl, she said. Never mind that, what are you doing all the way here? Sam asked her. Well, I'm here on vacation with my family and our neighbors, then my friends wanted to go on this blind dating website, and that's where I met Danny. She placed her hand on Danny's. I can relate because my family took me to Paris for the summer to meet some fashion model, and I didn't want to go. You went to Paris and didn't like it? I know your parents were trying to set you up with someone, but that is something I rarely hear from a girl who doesn't dream of going to Paris. That does make you different from girls I know in a good way, Penny said. Sam began to like Danny's new girlfriend. Penny accepts her for being different from other girls, that she might like being friends with Penny even though she was still jealous of Penny being with Danny. Well, it was nice meeting you. Penny. Also, Danny is a great guy. Please take care of him. Also, my name is Sam, his best friend, Sam said as she walked away. As soon they were out of view, a small tear came to her eye. Well, she was nice, Penny said. It's hard for Sam to get along with other people that is not Tucker or me. I guess her hearing what you did make a good first impression, Danny told her. I guess I was lucky, then Penny said. Danny and Penny continue eating their food as they continue talking and having a good time. After they finished their meal, they went for a stroll in the park. As they walked hand in hand, Penny saw something that could ruin everything, Lasanage and her friends. She let go of Danny's hand and told Danny to hide somewhere. He did so by hiding behind a tree and using his invisible and intangible. Hey, girls. What are you doing here on this appealing night? Penny asked with a fake smile. We were walking around town to see if there are any cute guys around. Since the whole blind dating thing was bust, Dijne said. You and Zoe didn't continue either? Penny asked. All we got were nerds and losers. They are not going to make Sticky the only one of us that went on more than just one date. Zoe said. Yeah, girl, did you find your perfect match? You might have found a perfect hot guy with all the dates that you went out more than just one. Jinae asked. I didn't find my perfect match, guys. I guess the hype about this program was just hype and nothing else. Penny lied to her friends. If Penny did get her perfect match, it would have been that JRK Donnie Denton. He was the rudest guy I have ever met, Lasanage groaned at the first guy that Penny dated. Isn't it that guy that insulted you? Zoe questioned. Yeah, and I never want to see Donnie Fenton again. The Latino said. Girl, if he insults you again, I will get up in his face and show him not to mess with my homegirl. Janae told her. 1, his name is Danny, not Donnie or Denton, and 2, he's not rude. Penny retorted. The ghost. Boy grinned at his new girlfriend, defending him. Whatever, proud. Anyway, we're going back to the house. Lasanage and her friends left. See you later, Penny. Zoe called out. Later, girl. Dijone waved to her. After they were a good distance away, Danny turns visible again came from behind the tree. Those two others seem to be nicer than Swampy was, Danny said. Yeah, they can sometimes be, but sometimes they can bail out on me when the going gets tough sometimes, Penny told her boyfriend. Yeah, sometimes friends can do that. Danny rubs the back of his head. Anyway, I had a great time with you, Danny. I hope we have more nice dates like this one. Penny said. Me too, Penny. Penny went up to him and kissed him on the cheek, then walked off while waving goodbye to him. Danny smiled and blushed a bit before waving goodbye to Penny. He was happy that he was now her boyfriend. Before he can walk off, his ghost sense went off. Danny sighed. It was too good to be true for him to have just a nice evening without any ghost attacks. He looked around but didn't see any ghosts. Is something wrong with my ghost sense? He asked. As he continues looking around, two figures that Danny couldn't see, but he ghost sense have caught watched from a distance. This phantom child will not get in our way, the first figure asked. He had a white robe covering his shoulders to his feet, with a white mask covering his whole head. The phantom child won't be a problem right now, but we'll eliminate him later. Now we are going to shake this planet to its very core, the other figure in a blue mask and robes. Later that night, Danny was on his computer chatting with Tucker and Sam at Tucker's house for some reason. Flashback. Tucker was finishing his talk with Velma and now lying on his bed. He then heard a heavy knock on his door. I wonder who that is? He opened the door to see an upset Sam. Tucker's heart began to race as he saw the deep scowl on her face. The color fades away from his face as Sam glared at him. Sam, how was your trip through Europe? He said nervously. Fine, but is it with Danny's new girlfriend saying she met Danny on a blind dating website? She asked, creaking her knuckles. Sam, I can explain, he said nervously. Sam raised her eyebrow. I'm listening, she said crossly. I convinced Danny to join me at a blind dating site I found, and my parents wouldn't let me do it if I was the only one doing it, Tucker explained. Tucker, 1, why would you convince Danny to go on a blind dating website? 2, you don't know what people you're going to meet, and 3, this is what Vlad the Fruit Loop would have used if he wasn't so obsessed with Danny's mom. Sam pointed out. Well, Danny had only a few bad dates while I had a lot more bad dates because I didn't change my profile, Tucker told her while regretting not listening to Danny. I don't care about that. All I care about is that because of him having a girlfriend, it changes minds. I mean our relationship with Danny. Sam's anger flared up that scare Tucker. But as soon as that anger flared up, it then disappeared. It doesn't matter anymore. I am going to have to find a way to break them up. What? Tucker was surprised that Sam does something like this to Danny. Tucker knew that they spied on her when she had a crush on that Elliot guy. Before Sam or Tucker could say anything else, Tucker's computer begins to ring for a video chat. End of flashback. So my date with Penny was great, and she'll be my girlfriend, Danny said to Tucker. That's great, dude, congrats, Tucker said. It's so great that you and Penny are a couple now, she mutters under her breath. What was that, Sam? Danny asked the goth. Nothing. Sam said with a loud scoff. Okay? Danny said cluelessly. As they continue talking, Sam's anger and jealousy continue to flare up and down when Danny told them that his next date with Penny would be at the mall. When Danny ended the call, Sam decided to walk out of Tucker's room. I knew that Sam would be mad, but this mad, Tucker was worried about Sam. Tucker felt this was going to get too bad to worse if Sam stops what she might do. Outside, Sam stormed out of the house. All she can hear from Danny was Penny, Penny, Penny. How dare she takes away her best friend even though she respects her for what she did. As this was bad, though somehow disappearing, Sam was then wondering why her anger keeps on disappearing. She felt something on the back of her neck. As she pulled it out, the thing was a tentacle. The tentacle was near a crake on the sidewalk where it had a red-crimson glow. Sam didn't know what was going on, but she knew that she had to leave or that tentacle will get on her again. However, it attaches to her again and drains all her negative feelings for Danny and Penny. Something then came out of the crake. It was a red shark-like monster with tentacles like arms and thick tentacle legs. "Who are you?" The shark/octopus didn't reply. It was only draining every bit of negative emotion that Sam had before a voice in its head told it to stop. "We'll need her for later," the voice said. The shark/octopus dived down in the sideways crack and disappeared with a trace. Then leaving Sam confused, and what was that thing? As she walked slowly home, Sam's thoughts about Penny and Danny were second to what she saw tonight and if Danny can face this new threat. At Amity Park Mall, Penny and Danny were at the food court. Both of them were eating their lunch. Tucker showed up running at a fast pace. As Tucker saw Danny with his new girlfriend Penny, he got a call on his phone. "Sam, I don't want to do this to Danny," he panted before getting his breath back. "Tucker, I paid you $100 to spy on Penny and Danny's date," Sam said while watching them with binoculars. "Why aren't you doing this?" Tucker asked. Sam remembers the monster that was doing something to her and didn't want to endanger Danny. "It would feel a bit awkward," Sam lied. "Why would it be awkward when Danny told me that you and Penny hit it off pretty well?" Tucker refuted. "Because shut up and just keep an eye on them," Sam demanded. "All right, Sam," Tucker answered and ended the call. Tucker was now wondering why Sam was acting like this. Normally she would be all for this. After the last time, they spied on Danny's date with Valerie. So Tucker rushed over to Danny and Penny's table with him catching his breath after running again. "Why are you so tired, Tuck?" Danny asked. "I bumped into Dash, and I had to make a run for it," he told his best friend. "Man, I'm getting tired of Dash bullying us, and we have to get back at him somehow," Danny said. Foley, the bully in the Letterman jacket, called out Tucker's name. "Oh hey, Dash." Tucker has a nervous smile on his face. "Oh, Fentonowski, perfect. I get to P&D you both with no hot babes to protect you." He punched his fist in his open hand. "You leave Danny and his friend alone." Penny went in to protect Danny. "You must be Fenter's girlfriend from that stupid website. And she is a shrimp." Dash mocked her. Penny wasn't going to take that insult and kicked Dash in the shin. "Ow. You're lucky I don't hit girls. So your boyfriend Fentered and the tech geek are going to get a," before Dash could finish his sentence. He saw Rasengan. "Well, hello. You're lucky, Foley and Fentered. I see a pretty girl over there. To P&D you two later." Dash went over to the Latino girl. "Hey, that's the girl that left me after she saw me," Tucker exclaimed. "You're too fine, Tuck?" Penny asked. "Yes, but I changed my profile at the end and have a nice girlfriend. I regret I didn't listen to Danny early. I would have gotten better dates," Tucker told her. "Hey there, babe, I'm Dash Baxter, the star quarterback of Casper High." Dash flirted with Rasengan. Rasengan saw him and narrowed her eyes at him. Dash is one of the jerks she went out with during the dating service, the only cockier than that too fine Tuck creep. "What do you want, you big JRK?" Rasengan said in annoyance. "Do you want to hang out with a football star like me?" Dash sends a grin at her. "You don't even remember me, you big JRK." She splashed her drink in his eyes and stomped his foot. Rasengan stormed out of the food court as the bully was wiping the drink from his eyes. As Dash was flirting with Rasengan, the trio snuck away from the bully. When they were far enough away, they walked at a slower pace. "So Danny, what do you want to do?" Penny asked him. "Well, we can head to the arcade near here, so we can have fun there if you want? And then we can get something to eat," Danny told her. "That cool with me," Penny said. "I'm going with you, but I'll let you two be alone to spend time with each other," Tucker told them. "Okay, thanks, Tuck," Danny said. As the trio made it to the arcade, Danny and Penny went one way to play some games together while Tucker headed to a game he wanted to play. Before he can get to the game, his phone rang. "Hello?" Tucker answered. "Tucker, where are you?" Sam asked him. "I'm at the arcade right now, Sam," Tucker answered. "All right, I'll be there as soon as I can," Sam said as she hung up the phone. Tucker felt even more worried about Sam and hoping that she doesn't do anything that would affect their friendship. As Sam made it to the arcade, she saw Danny and Penny play air hockey together. She felt a tinge of jealousy when she saw them playing together and smiling. It hurt her so much that it wasn't her they're making Danny smile and that Penny is. Sam took a deep breath, knowing that she has to tell Danny how she felt about him before the emotions she felt eat her up inside. She went over to the air hockey table, where both of them saw her. "Hey, Sam," Danny greeted. "Hey, Danny." Sam gave a small smile. "Hey Sam, it's nice to see you again," Penny said. "It's nice seeing you too, Penny," the goth girl said. Even though she was still jealous of Penny, she still had a bit of respect for the girl. Still, she has to tell Danny how she felt about him, even if it would make things more awkward between the two of them. Penny, can I talk to Danny for a minute? Sam asked. Penny saw that Sam wanted to talk to Danny about something important, so she nodded and kissed Danny on the cheek. I'll be going over there, Danny, for you and Sam to have your talk, she said before she went to another game. As she left, Sam rubbed her hand over her arm. She was feeling nervous about what she wants to say to Danny. So, what did you needed to ask me along? Danny asked, and Sam gave him an intense glare that made him blink. Why did you join that stupid dating service in the first place? She began. Tucker's parents wouldn't let him join unless someone else did. Tucker was going to ask me over and over to join until I broke and joined. But I have to thank Tuck again for asking me to join the U plus me equals love service because not only that I met my perfect match with Penny, but I made new friends on the way, Danny explained. Tucker's parents wouldn't let him join unless someone else did. He was going to ask me over and over to join until I gave in. So I joined, but I have to thank Tuck again for asking me to join the U plus me equals love service because not only that I find my perfect match with Penny, but I made new friends on the way, Danny explained. But you could have met some weirdo or spaz who can't get a date. Plus, it seems desperate, like Vlad. Do you want to be like that Fruit Loop? Sam said. I thought that too, but I meet some amazing girls on that site, and I care for many of them, but Penny is the one who stole my heart, Danny said. That sounds more like a competition than anything else. You're going to hurt someone feeling like that, Sam stated. The other girl understood that even if I didn't choose them, we still are friends, and some of us stay in contact with each other. Plus, the reason we go on second dates is if we feel the same way for each other, Danny told her. That's why we go on second dates, he added. You could have dated someone close to you instead of going on blind dates, Sam said with a frown. Like who? Danny asked, angering the goth girl now. You are so clueless. Sam shouted and left. What do you mean I'm clueless, and why do people keep on said that to me? He called out to her, but she was gone. Way to go, Fenton. You just made one of your best friends mad at you for no reason, Danny said sadly. As Sam left the arcade, a camouflage sharkopus drained not only Sam's jealousy but Danny's sadness. When he finished, the monster said his first words. Danny, it said in a low, deep voice. He disappears in the cracks of the arcade. Danny and Sam both felt jealous, and sadness disappears. Not again. Sam thought. Why did my sadness disappear when Sam left? Danny asked himself. At first, he thought it was Spectra, his enemy, not his ghostly date and current friend, but his ghost sense didn't go off, which made Danny worried. However, he would have to think about that later because he was still on a date with Penny. He didn't want to make her worry about what was going on. He went to the game that Penny was playing. So, I see you're done talking to Sam. What did she want to ask you about? Penny asked. Nothing to worry about, Penny. Sam has to get something off her chest, Danny slightly lied. Oh, I'm glad about that, Danny, Penny said. Anyway, Penny, do you want to play some more games together? Danny asked her. Yeah, Danny, I want to play more games with you, Penny said excitedly, wanting to spend more time with him. You got it, Penny, Danny said. Lead the way, Danny, Penny said. The couple went to play a game known as Sugar Rush. Tucker saw Sam leave the arcade and followed his best female friend. Sam, where are you going? Tucker asked. I'm going home, Tucker. If Danny doesn't understand why he shouldn't have joined that stupid date service, I shouldn't have come here in the first place. Plus, it's your fault that he's dating Penny. She yelled at Tucker. I only got him into the service, I didn't have him choose who to pick or who he chose to date, that was all Danny's decision, Tucker defended himself. That doesn't matter. Sam said. This could ruin our friendship. Sam corrected herself. Tucker squinted his eyes at Sam. Right, our friendship, Tucker said. Why you said like that? Sam asked. Sam, I know you have a crush on Danny, Tucker bluntly said. Wait, what? I don't have a crush on Danny. She lied. I completely forgot that you had feelings for Danny after asking him to sign up for the dating service. If I hadn't found out about the dating service, then I think you and Danny would have been a couple, Tucker said. You really think so? Sam asked. I know so, Tucker said. I'm still going to blame you for this. Sam told him. Ah, man. Tucker sighed. Danny and Penny were neck to neck in the race game until Penny could get past him and win the race. I'm bad, and I'm bad, oh yeah, I'm bad. Penny cheered over her win. Well, that was cute, Danny said. To her, which made her blushed. It doesn't make me too braggy, right? She asked. No, not really. It makes you look cute, Danny told her. Penny smiled before she kissed Danny on the cheek. The ghost boy blushed from that kiss that she gave him. What was that for, Penny? Danny asked her. Just for you calling me cute. Penny smiled. As Danny and Penny finish at the arcade, they decided to get some froyo, as they did on their first date. The two made it to the shop and got vanilla and strawberry, respectively. While eating the frozen treats, they both had cream on their nose and laughed at each other. They wiped the cream off their noses. They looked into each other's eyes. It seems that they were about to kiss on the lips, but Danny noticed Penny's friends. It was like fate to keep them from their official first kiss. Oh, come on, I just want to kiss my girlfriend, Danny said. Aw man, Danny hide. Penny said as Danny rushed into the men's bathroom. Penny pulled his froyo to her, making it look like she had two than one. Hey girl, what are you doing here all by yourself? Daijone asked her. I'm just drowning my sorrows for Danny not picking me, Penny lied. Girl, you fell hard for this Donnie guy, Daijone said. It's Danny, Penny corrected. It's going to all right, Penny. You'll find your Prince Charming one day. There are many fish in the sea, Penny, Zoe told her. There will never be a guy like Danny, Penny stated. He's cute, funny, and brave, she said, smiling when she mentions Danny's qualities. You'll find a guy that fits that like those cute football players over there. Hey, she waved at Dale and the other male A-lister who wasn't Dash. When the A-listers saw Daijone, they all ran in the other direction. They may be all big and strong, but when they had seen me, they become shy when I went to flirt with them, Daijone explained. She came on too strong again. Yep. Hey, don't let this one guy ruin our vacation, Daijone said. We'll find you a new boyfriend when we get home, Zoe said nicely. After they left, Danny came out of the bathroom to sit back in his seat with Penny. He felt that one was a close one. Penny frowned after lying to her friends and not having her first kiss with Danny. I think we sure call it a day, Penny. I don't want you to get caught. Danny said. Maybe you're right. I'll see you later, Danny. She said. She kissed him on the cheek before leaving. Danny had a red blush on his face. What a girl. He thought. Danny came home with a big smile on his face. Even though Dash showed up, Sam was mad at him for joining the dating service, and Penny's friends interrupt their first kiss on the lips. It was still a great date. Hey Danny, my boy, how was your date with Penny? His dad asked. It was great, Dad. Even though we had some interruptions, I really enjoyed my date with Penny. He told Jack. As long as you are spending it with someone you truly care about, then any day is fun, Jack said. So when are we going to meet this young lady that you're fond of? Maddie asked. Soon, Mom, Danny said nervously. Mom, Dad, I'm home. Danny's sister, Jazz, said as she arrived. Hey princess, how your date with that Antonio boy? Jack asked with a frown. It was great, Dad. Antonio is great. We went to the movie together and then we went out for dinner. Jazz told them. Jack wasn't too fond of Jazz dating since the last time. He remembers that motorcycle punk that tried to steal her away. While Maddie was happy that her daughter was dating a nice guy like Antonio, even though they haven't met yet. Jazz, you should bring him over for dinner so we can meet this young man, Maddie suggested. I'll bring him over if you don't embarrass me in front of him, Jazz told them. Of course, we wouldn't embarrass you in front of your new boyfriend, Maddie said. Right, Jack, she said as she slightly elbows Jack. Right, honey. Jack answered with a grumble. As long as he is not like your last boyfriend. Antonio isn't like that guy. He's sweet, caring, funny, and pretty smart, Jazz said. Wow, Jazz, it seems you really like him if you're praising him that highly, Danny said. Yeah, Jazz sighed happily. The next day. As Penny was texting Danny that she wants to go to the water park, her father suddenly called out to her. Penny, we're going to the water park. Oscar yelled. Ah, man, Penny said. Of all the luck that her dad ruined a date with Danny even though it was indirectly. She texted Danny and said that she wouldn't be able to go to the water park. She didn't want Danny taking the heat for her like he did on their first date. Penny. Oscar called her again. Penny went downstairs and saw her family, neighbors and her friends with a bag with their swimwear. Why are we going to the water park? Penny asked her father. We need to do something as a family, and I got permission to sell my new Proud Snacks bubblegum and hot sauce. Not only will you have minty fresh breath, but a tingle in your mouth. Oscar said about the new creation. Penny rolled her eyes from her father trying to sell his nasty snacks. She then went upstairs to get her bathing suit so they can go. Penny was upset that she had to cancel plans with Danny as she packed her one-piece swimsuit. With Danny. Danny was busy dealing with a squid ghost to hear his phone as the squid tried to swat him away with its long tentacles. As Danny was hitting it with ectoblast, the ghostly squid avoided his attacks by floating around the blasts. Then the ghost got a lucky hit in with its tentacles and then grabbed the ghost boy with its other tentacle. Let go of me, you seafood patter. Danny yelled at his underwater foe. The squid didn't care and started to crush him even more in its powerful tentacles. Danny couldn't go intangible because he couldn't concentrate due to being squeezed too hard. "Ghost boy!" Paulina cried out. Before Danny could pass out, a red and black guy in a suit appeared, wielding katanas that sliced the ghost's tentacles. "Free the ghost boy." Deadpool is making his chapter debut that is not after the story. The merc with the mouth said proudly. "Who is this guy?" Danny asked. "Deadpool, what are you doing here?" "Well, I have to save DP from being seafood. Plus, you were thinking about putting me in the chapter." Deadpool said. "You got me, DP. I did want you to help out Danny with this." Hello." Danny waved his hand in front of Deadpool. "Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking to the voices in my head. Anyway, my name is Deadpool or the merc with the mouth, or you can just call me DP. Just like you." Deadpool introduced himself. Thanks for the save, Deadpool." Danny thanked him. "No problem, DP. I'm just happy to help a fellow DP. Anyway, let's get rid of this squid and send him to the bottom of the rock it belongs, so that you can have fun," Deadpool said. Deadpool and Danny were able to dodge and avoid the squid's attacks by swaying out of the way or jump away from the tentacles. Danny fired his ectoblast at the squid's eye, and Deadpool was able to cut some more of its tentacles. Danny and Deadpool were able to punch the squid in the same spot at the same time. "Not bad, Danny," Deadpool said. "Not bad yourself, Deadpool," Danny said to the merc. "You should put this squid in the frozen food section," Deadpool quipped. "I was thinking the same thing," Danny said. Danny fired his ice blast at the squid, while Deadpool brought out a freeze gun from Hammerspace, freezing him in midair. Once done, Danny then caught him in the Fenton thermos. The crowd cheered for their town hero and the man in red and black. Paulina fawned for her ghost boy and then pushed everyone aside to congratulate him on his win. "It was great teaming up with you." Deadpool was cut off when Paulina pushed him out of the way. "Thanks for saving us again, ghost boy. As your reward, I'm going to give you a kiss," Paulina said as she puckers up her lips for her first kiss with the ghost boy. Danny was annoyed by what Paulina was trying to do. He then flew away from her, not wanting a kiss from a girl that he doesn't like. As he phases through the men's bathroom, he turns back into Danny Fenton. He put the Fenton thermos in his bag and walked out of the bathroom stall, ready for his date with Penny. He then looked at his phone to see what time it was and when Penny would get here. He got a text message from her which says that her family was heading to the water park, so she had to cancel their date. Danny frowned, sad that he can't be with his perfect match today. "Danny? What are you doing here?" "I thought you got my text about my family coming to the water park," said Penny, who was surprised that Danny was here. "I had something to do with my parents, and I didn't check my phone until now." Danny lied. "I understand, but what are we going to do? If my daddy sees you, I'll get in trouble and I don't want you to take the blame to get me out of trouble again," Penny told him. "I would take the blame again, Penny, because I like you, and I don't want you worrying about me. I'll do it again if I have to if that means to keep on seeing you," Danny said. "Oh, Danny," Penny said. "You'd do that for me?" "Yes, I would. It's like the time we first met." Danny gave her a small smile. Penny kissed Danny on the cheek. The kiss makes Danny blush a bit from the girl's kiss. "Well, what you want to do?" Danny asked her. "Maybe we should go for a swim, and then we can get something to eat," Penny said. The couple went for a swim for a while, sometimes splashing each other. Danny and Penny were enjoying their time together until Penny saw her friends and Danny dived under the pool while holding his breath until it was safe. "That was a close one," Danny said. When they were finished swimming, Danny and Penny went to the food stand to get a hamburger and fries. "This burger is really good," Penny said. "Yeah, it is," Danny replayed. The two looked into each other's eyes and were about to kiss on the lips before a scream happened. They turned around and saw a monster. It had a shark head with a humanoid body. It had arms with 4 fingers and 4 short claws on its feet. Its body was pure red, and it had tentacles wrapped around its arms. "What is that thing, duh?" Penny asked. I don't know. It's not a ghost," Danny answered. He decided that it was too dangerous to be here with Penny, so took her hand to run for it. However, the monster seized this and used his arm tentacles to grab Penny by the leg. "Danny, help! He's got me!" Penny screamed. "Penny!" Danny cried out. "Let her go, you freak of nature! How dare you call me that, whelp!" The monster slapped Danny away with its tentacle. Danny hit the map sign, which fell on him. "Danny!" Penny called out to her boyfriend. The monster shark octopus tentacles glowed, absorbing something from Penny. She seems to be slipping in and out of consciousness. "Penny!" Her friend saw this and screamed her name. "Hey! Laughable sci-fi movie concept. Let her down before I send your carcass to a sushi joint, Danny said as he appeared in front of him. Dannyphantom used his ice powers to freeze the tentacle, then chopped it off. He turns visible to carry Penny's bridal style and let her down soft on the ground. Penny quickly regained concessions. She remembered insert more. Where is Danny? She asked her savior. I used my intangibility to save him and took him to safety, he explained. Thanks for saving him, Penny thanked him again. Penny, are you alright? Daijone and Zoe asked. I'm okay, guys, Penny said. That guy saves me, she said as she pointed to Dannyphantom. Thanks for saving my girl, cute floating boy, Daijone yelled out. Danny then turns to the Frankenstein monster he was facing. The monster launched its teeth, which turned into tentacles. The tentacles were trying to knock Danny out from the sky, however, he could dodge the attacks. When they were circling Danny, he spun around and used his blast to cut them down. Ah! The monster screamed. How dare you cut my tentacles? You'll pay, whelp! The shark creature yelled. The shark creature fired a high concentrated sphere of water at the ghost boy. Danny could dodge most of the water spheres that were shot at him, but he could not dodge one that shot him from the sky. The shark creature then charged and did a combo of punches and used its tentacles to WHP him down to the ground. It then tried to stomp Danny with his foot, but the ghost boy used his intangibility to dodge the monster's foot. Danny went back into the sky, which made the monster growl at him. The shark octopus used its armed tentacles to hit Danny out of the sky, then rushed over to him and tackled him so hard that he was sent flying before Danny could stop himself. I'm going to finish you, whelp! Shark fin blast! The monster shouted as he shot out a ray blast from the fin on its head. Danny fired his ghost ray from his hands. The two attacks collided in midair. As the beams were at equal strength, Danny was determined to give this sushi plater deluxe of a monster for what he has done to Penny. He put more power into his ghost ray, and it was able to push back his shark fin blast. When the ghost ray hit the monsters, it screamed. After the ray hit the monster, it panted heavily from the attack. Sharkopus, come back to the netherworld. The voice in Sharkopus's head said. Listening to the voice, Sharkopus used its armed tentacle, so he could find a crack in the ground and he disappeared. Danny took a deep breath. That was the weirdest monster I've ever fought in my life, which is saying something since it's my life, he said as he then gave a sight look at Penny and then flew away. Did you see that? I think that cutie was looking at me, Daijone said. Yeah, I think he was looking at you, Daijone, Zoe said. I think he was looking at me, but why? Penny thought. Penny's friends went back to their group to leave floody waters. Penny was worried about Danny. She remembers that the floating boy said he put him somewhere safe. She later got a text from Danny, and it said that he is alright and the guy who saved her was local hero, Dannyphantom. The text also said that he is okay and he will see her later. Penny was happy that Danny was alright, and she texted him back. She was texting him that their last date would be tomorrow, so he better get ready for some fun. Penny was excited and nervous about her last date with Danny. She wanted to make this date really special. What's wrong, Penny? Suga Mama asked her. This is going to be my last date with Danny, and I'm nervous this date is going to go wrong. Penny told her grandma. Don't get nervous, Penny. Just enjoy your time with Danny and have fun, Suga Mama gave her advice. Thanks, Suga Mama, she told her and hugged her. With Suga Mama's words, Penny felt less nervous about her last date with Danny and went out to go for her final date with Dannyphantom. Danny and Penny could go on their last date with each other before Penny had to head home. Danny wanted to make this date special, so they went to the planetarium. As Danny and Penny went around the planetarium, Penny saw the excitement from Danny about being here. She thought it was really cute how Danny's eyes lit up when he talked about the stars and planets he knew from what he learned from books. Penny smiled at her boyfriend, being all excited about what he loved. She grabbed Danny's hand and squeezed it gently. Danny stopped talking and walked with Penny to the other exhibits. They went to the shooting star exhibit where the visitors can see holograms of shooting stars. Penny put her hands together and made a wish. Making a wish? Danny asked, and he hoped that the genie ghost wasn't there to grant it. I wish that we get to go on more dates like this again, she told him. Yeah, I hope that too, Danny said. Danny hoped that their relationship could be as strong after Penny leaves for home today. The two then went to see spaceship and an astronaut suit, in which they took pictures. A nice lady took Danny and Penny's picture with the astronaut suit. Both of them smiled. I'll treasure this picture, Danny, Penny said. After they went to get something to eat, Penny thought about how much she would miss Danny after returning home. Danny, I'm going to miss you, Penny sadly said. I'm going to miss you too, Penny, Danny told her. So Danny, can we go to the park after this? Penny asked. Yeah, but why you want to go there? Danny asked. To go for a little walk, she said with a smirk. Danny shrugged this off. After finishing their meal, they left the planetarium to head to the park. Danny and Penny were at the park holding hands. Okay, Penny, this is your last chance to kiss Danny, she thought. Alright, Fenton, don't mess this up. Danny thought. The two young teens sat down on a bench. Their hearts were beating fast after they wanted to do this on their second date. They looked at each other. Their eyes locked onto each other. Their faces moved closer and closer until they finally kissed on the lips. When they finished kissing, they looked at each other with a love-struck smile. Wow, they both said after separating. I'm definitely going to miss that when I have to go, a blushing Penny said. Yeah, Danny said with a lovesick sigh. Penny then gave Danny a piece of paper that had an address written on it. Why are you giving me this? Danny asked. I think my daddy is slowly figuring out that I might be talking to a boy on my phone, so this is Suga Mama's address so we can send letters to each other, Penny explained. I understand that. I don't want to get you in trouble with your dad. Danny said as he took the paper. Okay, Danny. I'll see you, Penny said as she kissed him on the lips one last time before she walked off. Danny sighed happily after she kissed him. The ghost boy walked back home with a goofy smile on his face. Meanwhile, the shark octopus was in the netherworld. I will get my revenge on that whelp for breaking my tentacle teeth. He complained while under the Sanzo River. He was about to complain some more until he senses a powerful monster. Sharkopus jumped out of the river and landed on an old wooden ship. I haven't sensed this power in a long time, he said. Suddenly the ghostly figure has been roaming around Amity Park. Sharkopus recognized him and kneeled before him. I'm glad to have you back, MSTR, Sharkopus said. The ghostly figure had his hands behind him. A smile happened behind his mask. I have a special mission for you to help split this world in two. Capture the human known as Vlad Masters, he said. Understood, MSTR. Sharkopus said as he headed to the surface to complete his task. Penny left Amity Park with her friends, family, and neighbors. She was going to miss Danny very much, but they will see each other again. Penny, what wrong? Trudy asked her daughter. I'm just going to miss this place because I had so much fun, Penny told her. It was slightly the truth because she did enjoy her time in Amity Park but more than what her mother thought. Maybe we can go visit Amity Park again next time, Trudy told her. Yeah, baby girl, we can come back as long you don't see Dan Fenton. It's Danny Fenton, Daddy, she corrected him. His name is Mud for all I care. Oscar said. From what I heard from Suga Mama, the boy seemed sweet to her, Tootie said, which made Oscar frown. Suga Mama doesn't know anything about a good judge of character, Oscar complained. I'm a better judge of character than you, she quipped. Oscar felt annoyed by his mother scolding him again and kept on driving back home. With Danny. Danny felt he was on cloud 9 when Penny kissed him on the lips. He sighed after he opened the door. Nothing can ruin his mood. Not until Vlad showed up on the couch with a cup of tea. Oh, hello Daniel, he said in his faux tone. Hey Dano, how was your date with Penny, his father asked. It was great, Dad, but what is Vlad doing here? Danny asked his father. What I can't visit, my dear friend Jack, the old Halfa questioned. Don't be rude, Danny. Vlad came all the way here to visit us over his duties as the mayor. Jack told him. So Jack, you said that young Daniel has a girlfriend? Vlad asked him. Yes, and Danny has those Fenton genes that charm the ladies. Jack said proudly. Dad. Danny felt embarrassed by his father saying that. Vlad hated Jack for saying that but kept his composure. Yes, it seems that Daniel has taken after you, Jack, Vlad stated. Anyway, I'm going to get you and Danny some fudge. Be right back. Jack races to get the fudge while leaving the two Halfas to glare at each other. I thought going on a dating website for their 40s. Vlad snarked. I may have said that, but at least I have a girlfriend cheesehead, Danny snarked back. I hate it when you call me that. Vlad growled. Before they continue throwing insults at each other, Jack shows up with the fudge in his hands. Here you go, Vlad and Danny. Jack said. I'm sorry old friend, I have to go. I have some mayor's duties I have to do. Vlad said with a fake smile. Come on, Vladdy, you could have just one piece, Jack said. I'm sorry old friend, I have to go now, Vlad told him. Okay, V-Man, I'll see you later and keep up the good work as our mayor, Jack said as Vlad left the house. Danny was glad that the Fruit Loop is gone and headed up to his room to chat with Tucker and Sam before going to bed. He logged into his computer and video chat with his two best friends. Hey, guy. Danny greeted. Hey Danny, both of them said. So Danny, how was your date with Penny? Tucker asked. Sam didn't like Tucker using the word date, but she decided not to say anything. It was great. We went to the planetarium, then went to the park and finally had our first kiss, he said the last part with excitement. Congrats, dude, Tucker said. Sam said, noting that got Danny and Tucker worried. Sam, are you still mad at me? And I don't know why you're mad at me. Danny asked. Sam and Tucker sighed loudly at their clueless friend. Danny, forget it. It was something stupid. Sam wanted to get off that topic. Come on, please tell me? Danny asked her. Sam sighed, knowing Danny wasn't going to let this, but she felt like it wasn't time to tell him how she felt about him. Please, can we drop it? I don't want to talk about it right now. Sam looked away from the screen. Danny saw Sam looking away from the computer and decided to drop the question of why his goth friend acted like this. They will have to talk about this sooner or later. Before anyone else can say anything, a portal opened in Danny's room, and then Danny's ghost sense activated. The MSTR of time, Clockwork in his old man form, came out and a young adult wearing a lab coat. Clockwork, what are you doing here, and who the guy in the pharmacy outfit? Danny asked the MSTR of time. 1. This is a lab coat, and 2nd, my name is Professor Paradox, young dannyphantom. The man corrected and introduced himself. How do you know my name, and how do you know Clockwork? Danny asked. I am an ally and an ally to another hero that would save the world shortly, he said. Ops spoilers. So why are you here, Clockwork? Danny asked him. I'm here alongside Professor Paradox. That one will be tampering with time, and we need your help, the time ghost stated. Wait, Will, this affects me turning into. Clockwork shook his head no, that made Danny sigh in relief. You don't have to worry about turning into him because your new ally Deadpool. That crazy red fool made sure that he won't be doing anything of the sort, Paradox told the three. We need your assistance on something that may change your future, Clockwork said. What do you mean by that, Clockwork? Danny asked. The problem is the tempus simia, the professor answered. The what? Danny was confused about what he meant. Wait, isn't that Latina for time? Sam asked on the screen. That is correct, Sam, Professor Paradox said. Someone wants to use the tempus simia to change time itself. That involves you, Daniel, Professor Paradox said. Why should we trust you? Sam asked angrily. Because if you don't, then the whole world will be even worse than Dark Dan, the professor said, which made Sam gulped. How do you know that? The trio asked. Well, I'm a time traveler or a time walker per se, he said. Oh, the three said. I think it's time for Clockwork to explain what a tempus simia is, said Professor Paradox. Thank you, Paradox. It's an ancient monkey idol statue that has the power to allow people to time travel, Clockwork explained. So why you get it then asking, Danny? Shouldn't this time stuff what you're good at? Tucker asked. Well, you see that nether, Clockwork, or I cannot touch the idol because of special magic that make it impossible for beings who can walk through time or control, Paradox explained. Well, that is convenient, Sam snarked. We have to go, young Daniel, time is a bad thing to waste, Paradox told him. Danny, be careful out there, Sam said. I will, he said. He turned off the computer and morphed into dannyphantom before walking through Paradox and Clockwork's portal. The portal took them to Amity Park Museum. The Amity Park Museum? Danny asked. Yes, and one of your allies is fighting to keep the tempus simia safe, Paradox told him. Danny used his intangible to get inside of the museum. Danny looked around for this time monkey, but he didn't know where to go until he heard something. He flew quickly to where the sound was coming from, and he saw Kim Possible. His first date was fighting 2 against 1. One of them had monkey hands and feet, and the other was a hefty man wearing a Scottish outfit while holding a golf club. And Danny thought his rouge gallery was weird. Danny was about to interfere, but Kim was able to trap them in a clear globe. You think it is just the 2 of us, lass, the Scotman said. And I'm supposed to be surprised that Draken is right behind me, isn't he? She quipped. How does she do that? Draken groaned. Ninja, you're not, Kim said. Danny had a small chuckle at Kim's quip before something or someone hit Kim hard into a sarcophagus. I'm not, but she is. Draken slammed the sarcophagus door, trapping Kim inside. Shago, high five. Shago, don't leave me hanging. She ignored Draken trying to be and got monkey fist and duff out of the glass bowl. Someone had to look competent, she quipped. Let's get out of here before the bouffon gets. Before monkey fist could insult Ron, a green ray made him drop the idol, but not enough to break it. Who did that? Monkey fist asked. Paws off the idol, monkey man. Danny said. Who are you? Monkey fist asked. I'm dannyphantom, he announced. It that annoying floating boy that ruined my plan early this summer. Shago attack. Draken commanded. I'm on it, Doc. Shago said. Hey, Spooky, I was wondering I would ever get a rematch with you. The feeling is not mutual. Danny said. As both of them ready themselves for combat, they charge at each other. Danny wasn't as good as Kim when it came to close-range combat, but he could do his best to match her with his strength. As he could block some of her punches, she kicks him in the gut that sends him slightly flying before stopping himself. Danny knew that being at close range was a bad idea when facing Shago, so he decided to float in the sky and fire his ghost ray at her while Shago fired her blast at him. Meanwhile, Kim was still in the sarcophagus they trapped her in. She was wondering if she was going to be stuck in there all night until the door opened. Who opened the door was none other than Ben Tennyson, one of her many blind dates this summer. "Ben?" Kim said, shocked to see him here. "What are you doing here?" "I'll explain everything. Come on, we have to help Danny, or the bad guys are going to get away with the Tempest Simia," Ben told her. Kim wondered why and how Ben was here, but she knew stopping Draken and others came first. They race off to catch up with the villains. "You know dannyphantom?" Kim asked. "He fought a ghost when my cousin Gwen was going on a blind date," Ben told her. "That's weird? Dannyphantom helped me when I was going on my first blind date." "That seems like a bit of a concern," Kim said as though about something about her first date. "What you're thinking about, Kim?" Ben asked. "I thought it's weird that your cousin and myself had a run-in with dannyphantom." Kim said she wanted to ask who his cousin dated that day, but she didn't want to be nosy. As they made it to the fight between Danny, Shago, Monkey Fist, and Duff Killigan, it seems that Danny was on the defense with the Tempest Simia around his arm. Danny was using a shield to block Shago's attack and Duff's exploding golf ball, while Monkey Fist used his acrobatic skill to get behind the shield and was trying to break it with his hands and feet. Kim saw this and went into the battle. As Shago did to her earlier today, Kim swiftly came over to Shago and kicked her toward Duff Killigan. With them out of the way, Danny expands his shield, and this made Monkey Fist bounces off of it. "Kim, possible? How did you escape? Did that bouffon Kim got you out?" Draken asked while looking around for Ron. "I'm the one that freed Kim," Ben called out. "Who are you? Her new sidekick?" Draken asked the boy. "No, well, if she wants me to be her sidekick. But I'm here to stop you from getting that monkey," he said as he slammed the Omnitrix dial. A green flash happened, and then a skinny blue humanoid moth-like creature replaced Ben. Anyone who wasn't Danny was shocked that this boy was changed into this thing. "Big chill," the creature said. "Ben, how did you turn into that thing?" Kim asked. "I'll explain later," Big Chill said. The ghost moth opened his mouth and shot out an ice blast that froze Monkey Fist and Duff Killigan. However, Shago avoided being frozen. "Bring it on, freak!" Shago yelled at Ben. Big Chill fired an ice blast from his mouth as Shago dodged quickly and gracefully from the attack. Shago tries to hit Big Chill with her energy blast, but he used his intangibility to dodge her blasts. Ben knew that Shago was too agile for Big Chill attacks. So Ben taps the Omnitrix symbol on his chest and turns into Spider Monkey. "Spider Monkey!" he cried out. Shago charges at the blue four-arm monkey as the two began to fight in hand-to-hand combat. Shago tries to punch his swipes at the small blue monkey. Ben dodged and blocked Shago's attacks with his monkey-like agility and used his forearms to block Shago's punches. Spider Monkey fired a spider web from his tail in Shago's face. He then shot another web on her stomach and tosses her to a wall. Shago rip off the web from her face and stomach. She growls before Danny and Kim a jump kick that was able to knock her out. "Nice work, Phantom," Kim told him. "Not so bad yourself, Ms. Possible," Danny said to her. Kim looked at Danny, and then she realized Phantom does look like Danny Fenton even though it couldn't be possible that Danny Phantom and Danny Fenton are the same. She shook that idea out of her mind. Both Danny are the same. "Kim, is something the matter?" Danny asked as she stared at him for a bit. I'm fine. You remind me of my first date during the summer. But he has pretty blue eyes and black hair while you have sliver white hair and green eyes," Kim said. Danny tries not to blush to keep his identity from Kim before her communicator rings. She turns on. "What's the sitch?" Kim asked. "Kim, I have great news. My mom's job was moved back to Middleton. Her boss said it was a mistake, and we are moving back today," Ron told her. "That great, Ron, but what about the people who bought your house?" Kim asked her best friend. "That is the weird part? The one that bought our house decided to move out, and we're moving back there," Ron told her. "That is really weird, but great. I'll see you tomorrow, Ron." Ron cuts off his Ron communicator. A smile came to Kim's face when she heard that Ron was coming back. But she felt it was weird that Ron just moved yesterday, and now he was moving back. "Danny, it was nice seeing you again. I hope that we can work together soon," Ben said. "Me too, Ben. So how is the battle going against the DN aliens?" Danny asked him. "The battle is going well," Ben says. "Sorry to interrupt, but Ben, Can you explain how you can turn into those monsters? Kim asked. Oh, right. But they are aliens and how I turn into them is with this watch called the Omnitrix. I found it when I was 10 years old, and I use it to help people. Ben explained. That really cool, Ben. Kim said that made Ben blushed. Really? I thought you would think it would have been weird or something that I can turn into 10 different aliens. Ben said. I wouldn't say it that weird. I think it's kind of cool and use the Omnitrix to help people, Kim said as Ben blushed at the compliment. I'm glad that you don't think it's weird or anything. I want to ask you if you're not busy or on a mission to help my team. We need all the help we can get, Ben asked her. You can count on me, Kim said. Great. And if you're not busy, can we go out for a smoothie sometimes? Ben asked her. We'll see, Kim told him. Can we please get this ancient toy monkey back where it belongs? Danny asked as the two looked at the ghost boy. He's right. We should put the Tempest Simia back and get out of here, Kim said. The three went to the exhibit and returned the Tempest Simia. Danny and Ben, who turned into Big Chill, said their goodbyes and phased out of the museum. The police finally came and arrested Draken and the rest of Kim's villains. Kim Possible, you think you and your new friends are all that, but you're not. Draken did his defeat yell. The police drove Draken and the other to prison. Kim called Wade to get her a ride back to Middleton. With Ben and Danny. The two ghost heroes flew high in the sky until Danny asked Ben this question. So you met Kim on the dating website? Danny asked. Yeah, I was her the third date, Ben explained. I choose her as my perfect match, but she didn't choose me, Ben said. Well, she was my first date, Danny said. So we both dated Kim, that is cool. Big Chill said. She is the reason that I continue on the dating service. Also, because I continued, I found my perfect match, Penny, Danny said with a smile on his face. That great, anyway I have to get going, as Big Chill pressed the Omnitrix on his chest and turned into a flying red stingray. Jet Ray, the alien called out and flew at supersonic speed. Danny decided to go on home and get a good night's sleep. Danny woke up ready for the first day of school. He went to the bathroom to brush his teeth, wash his face, and then head downstairs for breakfast. Morning, Mom, Danny said. Good morning, sweetie, Maddie said. Are you ready for your first day back at school? She asked. Yeah. Danny sighed, knowing that nothing was going to change when he gets to school. Don't worry, little brother, school will be okay, Jazz comforted her brother. Danny sighed and continued eating his breakfast. After Danny finished his breakfast, both he and his sister went out to go to school. Tucker and Sam were waiting for them at the front door. Hey, dude, Tucker said. Hey, Tuck. Danny greeted. Hey Danny, Sam said while not looking at him. Sam, are you still mad about the dating service? Danny asked. No. Let's just go to school, Sam, still not wanting to talk about the dating service. We're going to have to talk about this eventually, Danny told her. Let's just drop it, please, Sam asked him. Alright, already. We'll drop it. Danny said as Tucker and Jazz heading towards the school. At the school. As Danny, Sam and Tucker made it to Danny's locker. Only for the high school JRK Baxter to walk toward them. Fentered. You're going to pay for making me look bad on my date. Dash yelled at Danny. Well, it's more of your fault that you had a bad date, Danny said. Okay, that's it. You're getting a wailing, Fentered. Dash was about to punch Danny until the first bell rang. I'll get you later, Fentered. After lunch. Dash pushed him as he left for his class. Danny sighed in relief as he got his books then headed to class. Later at lunch, Danny, Sam, and Tucker ate together before Dash came up to their table. What do you want, Dash? Danny asked. To give you that beating that I wanted to give you earlier. Dash cracked his knuckles. Can we not do this because I want to eat my lunch in peace, Danny told Dash. That's it, Fentered, you're going to get it now. Dash raised his fist about to punch Danny. Stop it, a voice called out. A short, stout man walked next to Dash. He wore a black vest, a red button-up shirt with gray pants, and a top hat with the letter CS. I thought the football players bullying other students was just a rumor that I heard, but I guess I was wrong, sighed the stout man at what he saw. Who are you? Dash asked. I'm the Board of Education, and I heard a rumor about students getting bullied. Now that I know it's true, I'm going to put an end to it, Mr. Lancer, calling the fat bold teacher. Mr. Lancer came to the Board of Education side. Why? Yes, Mr. Casper, saying nervously. You know what you should supposed to do, the director said to the fat teacher. Mr. Baxter, you have to come with me, and we'll talk about your punishment for breaking the rule, Lancer said sadly. But Mr. Lancer, I shouldn't get punished because I'm the star quarterback, whined Dash. That is a load of rubbish. Whoever told you that is wrong and that your actions have consequences? The director frowned at the student. Lancer took Dash out of the lunchroom, and the students that were bullied cheered. The nightmare of getting shoved into lockers, head in toilets, and wedgies was now over. The director quiets the cheering students by putting two fingers in the air. I'm glad that the students of this school and future students will not have to deal with bullies anymore. I, Casper, the second, will make sure that bullying will never happen again. The students once again cheered for the director for putting an end to Dash and the other A-lister from bullying them ever again. Casper walked over to Danny. Danny was surprised that the director would have come here to save him from Dash beating him up. You must be Mr. Fenton, that the rumors that I heard of that were a victim to the bullying. I am correct? Casper asked. Why yes, sir, Danny answered. I will make sure that never happens again, stated Casper. Danny smiled at the well-dressed man, happy that he cared for the students' safety and well-being. Casper then walked out of the lunchroom. Tucker was also happy that Dash won't get to bully him or anyone else at that school ever again, while Sam wonders who made that rumor that made the director come here now of all times. The merc with the mouth eating a chimichanga with a smile on his face on top of the roof. Won't she like to know? Deadpool said. Get out of here, Deadpool. All right. Deadpool made a portal with his swords and left. The rest of the day for Danny was normal for the most part. With Dash out of the way, Danny could get to class on time for a change. He did have to stop the box ghost for the millionth time. As school ended, Danny, Sam, and Tucker headed to the Nasty Burger to get something to eat and hang out. After Sam being absent most of the summer, it will nice for the original trio to hang out with each other. Guys, can we make a pit stop first because I want to mail this letter to Penny, Danny said. Of course, dude, Tucker said. Sam sighed and decided to go back home, then going with Danny and Tucker. Where are you going, Sam? Danny asked. I got something to do at home, Sam lied to Danny. Sam left Danny and Tucker. Sam, wait up. Danny called out. Danny, just send your letter to your girlfriend and leave me alone, Sam said. Sam, why are you acting like that? Danny asked Sam. Danny, you're so clueless, and you still don't understand my feeling, she yelled at him. So just tell me what I'm clueless about so we can stop arguing like this, said Danny, not want to fight with Sam again. Sam decided to tell Danny how she feels for him finally, and she didn't want to cause another fight that made Danny forgetting her. She took a deep breath. I have the same feeling for you as Penny does, finally saying it. You like me, surprising Danny, and Tucker facepalmed at his best friend's cluelessness. If you said this earlier, then I would have accepted your feeling, but? Sam asked. But during the dates I had with Penny made me feel like I had a strong connection with her. I think she funny, cute, and nice. I like Penny, and I don't want to break her heart. But I don't want to break yours either. I care for you just like I do, Penny, but as a best friend than a boyfriend. Even if we're not a couple, I want you to know that you're the most irreplaceable friend I ever had. And even if we're dating different people, that will never change anything about our friendship, said Danny with a small smile. A small tear fell from Sam's eye. Sadly, she and Danny will never be a couple, and happy that Danny cares for her that much to keep their friendship intact. Even though she was still kind of jealous about another girl who took Danny away as a boyfriend, she did somewhat like Penny. If Danny chose a cheerleader or a girl that Sam felt wasn't trustworthy, she might have gone off the deep end and ruined her friendship with Danny and Tucker. Sam, are we still friends? Asked Danny. The best of friends, answered Sam with a smile. With that all due, can we please mail that letter to the mailbox and go to Nasty Burger to hang out, said a happy Tucker who was glad that Danny and Sam made up. After Danny mailed his letter to Penny, the trio made it to Nasty Burger. The trio ate and talked about what they did during the summer. Sam was surprised that some of Danny's dates reject Dash and get his comeuppance when he tried to ruin Danny's dates. Sam told Danny and Tucker about her trip with her family. Danny did remember Sam saying something about Paris when he and Penny went on their second date. Sam, you told me you went to Paris when you met Penny, Danny asked. Yeah, and it wasn't fun at all. My parents tried and failed to set me with this model guy named Adrien Agresti. But his dad completely shut that down, which I was glad, but I did meet him and wasn't that bad of a guy. Also, in Paris, they have their villains named Hawkmoth who took over this person's mind with a butterfly, and the local superheroes came and stopped the mind control villain. Sam explains what happens. France has superheroes, said a surprised Tucker. Yeah, their names are Ladybug and Cat Noir. Ladybug showed to witty, strong, and kicked butt. While Cat Noir was kind of jokey and quippy like you, Danny, Sam told them about the two heroes. Wow, that is pretty neat that you met superheroes on your trip. Danny also met Supergirl during one of his dates, said Tucker, which surprised Sam. You met Supergirl? One of the strongest female superheroes, said Sam. She showed up after one of my dates, and I helped her beat up Skulker, Danny lied to Sam and Tucker. Even if I'm not into her peppy attitude, I still look up to her for all female superheroes out there, Sam said. Danny was happy that Sam looked up to Supergirl and wondered if she and Kara would have gotten along if she chooses her as his perfect match. As Danny, Sam and Tucker finished their meal and talked more about their summer, and the trio headed home to get some sleep for the next day of school. After Danny and Sam made up, the three went out on patrol together like old times. No ghost attacks over here, Sam said on the Fenton earphones. None over here, Tucker replayed. It seems to be a peaceful day in Amity. Before Danny can finish, a giant explosion happened near City Hall. Now I jinx us, Danny sighed and flew to where the explosion was. Sam and Tucker rode on their motorized scooters. They came after Danny landed to see these humanoid red piranha heads creatures carrying Vlad on one of their shoulders. What? Team Phantom said, surprised. The redhead creatures looked at them even though they had no eyes. Some of them raised the sword they had on their waist beside the one holding Vlad and charged them. As they swung their sword downward, Danny created a shield and pushed them all back. Some of them fell on their butts and some on their backs. What are you whelps doing? This was supposed to be an easy job that bit even you should screw up, a familiar voice to Danny and Sam echoes from out of the city hall. You! Danny and Sam said simultaneously. Sam and Danny looked at each other on how they know that voice. Before they can ask each other, Danny was slammed by a tentacle. Danny! Tucker and Sam called out. Wel isn't the whelp that gave me a tough time, Sharkopus said. What are you doing with the Fruit Loop here? Danny asked as he got back up on his feet. I don't have to tell you anything why we want this human hybrid, Sharkopus said. Great, a villain that is not going to tell me what going to do. Anyway, I'm still going to stop you from taking the Fruit Loop, Danny said as he fired an ectoblast at the red creature. Sharkopus used his long tentacle to protect the creature, known as a mogre, by swatting the blast away. Go, the shark octopus commanded the mogre. The mogre did so as he put a special mask on him to survive the trip to the netherworld. Danny tried another ectoblast, but his attempt was stopped again by Sharkopus. The mogre went down the crack with Vlad in his arms. No! Danny cried out. It seems that you failed, whelp. Sharkopus disappeared from the crack as well. What were those guys, and why would they want Vlad of all people? Tucker asked Danny and Sam. Those guys are called Nylox, and I don't know why they want that crazy Fruit Loop, Sam said. For whatever they want with Vlad isn't a good thing. We should keep our guard up for whatever comes next. Danny was worried about what to come next. With Vlad. Vlad slowly woke up and looked around his surroundings. Where I'm? Vlad asked. You are the Netherworld Vlad Master, a blue being with a creepy smile on his face said. Who are you? Why am I here? Why am wearing this mask? Vlad asked the blue face being. We have something you might want, power, the being said. I'm listening. A few hours later. The next day, Danny was watching TV and wondering why these Nylox wanted Vlad so bad. His thoughts were interrupted by a news broadcaster. This is Lance Thunder reporting that town hero dannyphantom was trying to save our Mayor Master from some monsters. However, he had failed to save our dear Mayor, Lance reported. However, it seems that our Mayor has escaped the monster. Here's Mayor Master on how he escaped the monsters. They went to camera 3 with Vlad. People of Amity Park, I have to say that I have escaped those horrifying monsters, and I have to thank dannyphantom for trying to save my life uncountably. Failing, he emphasized the word is failing. Great, even when I save his butt, he still has something too negative to say about me, Danny muttered. Anyway, I'm happy to say that I'm fine, and you don't have to worry about those monsters because I have created a special machine that will repel the monster for any future attacks they would try to do, Vlad said. I don't know what Vlad is up to, but I have to keep a close eye on him, Danny said. Danny, you have a letter, his mom called out. It must be from Penny. Danny went to the kitchen. Maddie gave the letter to Danny, and he read what it said. This made Danny smiled, and him wanting to write a letter back to Penny after school. It seems really like this Penny girl Danny, Maddie teased Danny. Danny blushed at this. I would like to meet this girl that has caught your heart, Maddie said. You want to meet her, Danny said nervously. Yes, I want to see who makes you have a butterfly in your stomach. Maddie smiled at her son. Yeah, maybe you can meet her. Danny said. Maybe we can see her in the spring, Maddie said to Danny. Danny was happy that he might get to see his girlfriend after all. He gave his mom a big hug. Thanks, Mom. So alright folks, that's all for today. Stay tuned for part 2. Do subscribe, like and share for more such videos. Also check out the story and Pokemon Fan 1991 on FANFICTIONnet. Press the bell icon to be notified first on release. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.